Also gut, Zeugenaussage von Jacques Familie. Jacques Familie behauptete, er sei angewiesen worden, Kellis zu töten und habe dadurch großes Leid erlitten. Könnte es sein, dass Kellis damals sich selbst schützen wollte? Oder gibt es andere Gründe für sein Handeln? Tja, so oder so haben wir jetzt erstmal einen weiteren Hinweis, wie es aussieht, gefunden. Na?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Laurent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Okay, dann fangen wir mal an mit ihm hier.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene.
Die Frage bei der ganzen Sache bleibt aber jetzt immer noch bestehen, wieso 2 Schüsse?
But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a 3rd person there who was turned into water?
Es wäre gut möglich.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a 3rd person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Melus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callis's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callis the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callis, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callis's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Na gut. Information von Florent. Florent, der Berater der Spina die Rosula, behauptete, er sei Kellis zu seiner Freundlichkeit sehr dankbar. Am Tag des Vorfalls war auch beim Bankett anwesend und kann nachweisen, dass Kellis bei seinem Ausgehen keine Waffe bei sich trug. Und dieser Hund kann in der Luft schweben. Und sich auch, ja, auf dem Boden wälzen. Und sonstiges. Ein sehr machtvoller Hund. Gut, jetzt müssen wir, noch... geht zum Hof von Fontaine und spricht mit Thierry. Also ja, wir müssen also jetzt da mit dem Händler sprechen. Dürfte jetzt, auch kein großes Problem sein. Und dann müssen wir, auch noch den Gendarm sprechen. Und dann höchstwahrscheinlich sollten wir dann wieder mal zurück zum Opernhaus gehen. Oh, zuerst mal müssen wir also mit den Gendarmen sprechen.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callis did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the Sinth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Stimmt auch wieder.
Then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so Just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Das war jetzt erst eine kurze Unterhaltung. Information von Thierry. Thierry ist für den offiziellen Kontakt zwischen der Spina, die Rosula und der Gendarmerie Fontaines verantwortlich. Demzufolge kann nur jemand, der reich genug ist, privat eine große Menge an Gardemecker besitzen. Tja, das würde jetzt ja theoretisch ja... Naja, vielleicht sag auf den, Händler schließen lassen. Würde man da eigentlich meinen, dass dieser Marcel vielleicht irgendwas damit zu tun hat. Aber andererseits, ich will ehrlich gesagt die Möglichkeit nicht außer Acht lassen, dass der Doktor eigentlich theoretisch auch dieses Know-how besitzen könnte und vor allem auch die nötigen Geldmittel theoretisch. Und wie schon gesagt, ein verrückter Wissenschaftler kann nie genügend Killerroboter besitzen.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Nach einer kurzen Weile des Wartens tauchte Marcel hastig auf.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea.
If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more, see if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Okay, das wären dann jetzt erstmal alle Hinweise. Information von Marcel. Marcel ist der Leiter der Confrérie de Cabré und war die Jahre zuvor der Organisator des Banketts. Die Confrérie de Cabré und die Spina die Rosula pflegen seit jeher eine enge Zusammenarbeit. Obwohl seine Erinnerung an den Fall recht vage ist, ist er bereit, Navia zu verteidigen. Tja, analysiere mit Navia die Hinweise. Ich bin aber nicht sicher, was ich dabei jetzt großartig analysiere. Warte mal, wo müssen wir jetzt hin? Ah, nach unten. Nein, müssen wir, sagt doch nicht nach unten. Ah, wir müssen nach oben. Hätte man mir doch auch gleich mal sagen können. Also gut, mal sehen, was für Hinweise wir jetzt hier finden können.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Keiner von den 3 stach wirklich als Verdächtiger hervor.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
Naja, vielleicht waren es ja auch alle 3 zusammen gewesen.
But where should we start?
Mal sehen, bei Jacques Motiv.
Ah, you're right. Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the Sinth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Mal sehen. Wenn ich an seiner Stelle gewesen wäre, sehe ich keinen Grund zu feuern.
And why is that?
Hätte er die Sicherheit seiner Familie garantieren können, wenn er Herrn Kellis getötet hätte?
Oh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father.
Anscheinend war ein Dritter der Auslöser dafür, dass die Situation kippte.
Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Mal sehen. Florent denke ich auf jeden Fall nicht. Thierry wäre auf jeden Fall in der Lage, damit die Gardemecker zu kontrollieren. Aber Marcel? Ich würde jetzt eigentlich mal sagen Thierry.
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Vielleicht war das jemand anderes. Florent!
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques.
Also gut, dann sagt doch am Ende Marcel.
As Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when
So you're saying he's
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch...
Okay, dann eben Marcel.
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of Mora and energy to fight his own Sinth business? Who could it be?
Okay, ich glaube, dann waren es eben alle drei zusammen. Okay. Kann ich das beweisen? Mal sehen. Welcher der drei Verdächtigen wäre am ehesten in der Lage, das Verbrechen zu begehen? Fallakte zu massenhaftes Verschwinden der Mädchen. Okay, mal sehen. Es müsste er gewesen sein, oder?
If you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Melus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Melus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Es steht dir schließlich ziemlich nah.
We still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Okay, der Ort, an dem das Sinth hergestellt wird.
Melus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky, but we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Moment, der Graf?
What? Is that someone you know?
Ja.
I know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
Teilen wir uns auf.
Split up? What do you mean?
Naja, du gehst nach Irenaeus und wir gehen nach du weißt schon wo.
Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity.
All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Du kannst auf mich zählen.
You, just like you helped us in Lenny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Melus, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Arrhenius. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then.
Gut, abgemacht. Analyse über den Verdächtigen. Kombiniert man die Informationen über die Garde Mecha und die bisherigen Ermittlungsergebnisse, lässt sich der Schluss ziehen, dass nur Marcel über eine große Anzahl von Garde Mecha verfügen und Sinth heimlich verwalten kann. Aber wo müssen wir jetzt hin? Werden wir jetzt sofort zum Ort des Verbrechens hin teleportiert? Dann haben wir sicherlich keine Möglichkeit jetzt das Ganze zu beenden.
Now that Navia has set out for Arrhenius, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
Okay, wir werden uns auf jeden Fall dorthin begeben, liebe Leute von heute. Aber auf alle Fälle erst im nächsten Part, würde ich jetzt erstmal so sagen. Erst im nächsten Part werden wir, uns in die Höhle des Löwen begeben. Um dann die Antworten zu finden und dann höchstwahrscheinlich den Graf irgendwie freizusprechen. Dass er was damit zu tun hat, das ist nun wirklich auch ziemlich unwahrscheinlich. Des Weiteren könnte ich mir dann jetzt sowieso auch vorstellen, dass er dann jetzt anscheinend wohl entbehrlich für die Fatui geworden ist. Naja, so passend als richtiges Fatui-Mitglied war er eigentlich ja nie so recht gewesen, muss man ja sagen. Er ist ja eigentlich dem Fatui ja bloß beigetreten, naja, des Geldes wegen, um seine Familie zu unterstützen. Er hatte im Vornherein, niemals so recht schurkische Ambitionen gehabt, muss man eigentlich sagen. Und daher werden wir, sowieso auch seine Unschuld beweisen. Wenn wir auch rechtzeitig... naja, zu ihm hinkommen können. Aber was ist das da drüben jetzt eigentlich für ein Gebäude? Ein interessanter Turm. Wer weiß eigentlich, ob er mit der Storyline jetzt überhaupt was... Könnte irgendwo hier... Warte mal, ist das Gebiet? Nein, das ist ja schon ein anderes Gebiet. Wenn man es genau betrachtet, ist es ja eigentlich auch recht eigenartig, dass jetzt hier noch so eine große Lücke besteht. Höchstwahrscheinlich wird dort dann sicherlich in der nächsten Version noch was Großes hinzugefügt werden. Die Opera Eclipse? Epicless? Wird es auf jeden Fall ja nicht sein. Tja, vielleicht ist ja das Nein, das kann eigentlich nicht sein. Da drüben ist auf jeden Fall Poisson. Es muss aber auch auf alle Fälle irgendein großes Gebäude sein. Vielleicht irgendwo bei dem Westhang vom Mont Autominici. Tja, wir werden es früher oder später sowieso herausfinden. Jetzt allerdings in diesem Part noch nicht. Im nächsten Part sehen wir uns das Ganze dann mal ein bisschen genauer an. Also das Teil da drüben erstmal nicht. Auf jeden Fall erst einmal im nächsten Part schauen wir doch mal uns in der Sinth-Fabrik mal ein bisschen um. Höchstwahrscheinlich vielleicht ja sogar auch unter Wasser. Würde jetzt sowieso auch ziemlich gut passen. Bis dann und ciao bis dann.